Welcome to the Coin Riches channel. Have you ever picked up a simple coin, looked at it for a second, and then tossed it back into a drawer without thinking twice? What if that small moment, that tiny decision, was the difference between holding an ordinary coin and holding something worth tens of thousands of dollars? Today, we are talking about a coin that many people have seen, many people have touched, and yet almost no one realizes the incredible value it could carry. A coin that looks simple. A coin that feels ordinary, but under the right conditions, this coin has shocked collectors around the world, and that coin is the 1998 UAE 1 Dirham. Now before you assume this is just another ordinary coin story, I want you to stay with me until the very end of this video. Because the information you are about to hear could genuinely change the way you look at every coin in your pocket, your drawer, or even your old travel souvenirs, and sometimes, the smallest pieces of metal hold the biggest surprises. Welcome back to Coin Riches channel, the place where we uncover the hidden stories and surprising values behind coins that most people overlook every single day. That if you enjoy discovering coins that could secretly be worth thousands of dollars, make sure you stay with this video until the end. Because by the time you finish watching, you might feel the urge to check every coin you own. Now let's step back in time for a moment. The United Arab Emirates, a country known today for its incredible skyscrapers, luxury cities, and global influence, introduced the dirham as its official currency in 1973. Since then, millions upon millions of coins have circulated through markets, shops, pockets, and wallets across the region. Most of these coins are used, forgotten, and eventually disappear from circulation, but sometimes, something unusual happens during the minting process. A small variation, a limited production run, a rare preservation condition, or a tiny detail that only experienced collectors notice. When those things happen, a coin that was once worth just a single dirham can suddenly become one of the most exciting discoveries in the world of coin collecting. And that is exactly where the 1998 UAE 1 Dirham coin enters the story. At first glance, this coin does not look extraordinary. On one side, you will see the traditional design featuring the iconic dallah, the Arabic coffee pot. This symbol represents hospitality and tradition in Emirati culture. The design itself is clean, elegant, and simple. The coffee pot sits proudly in the center, surrounded by Arabic inscriptions and the year of minting. For people who grew up in the Gulf region, this design is instantly recognizable. For collectors around the world, it represents a beautiful example of Middle Eastern coinage. But the real story begins when collectors started noticing something unusual about certain 1998 dirham coins. Not every coin from that year is rare. In fact, millions were produced. However, a very small number of these coins were struck with characteristics that make them extremely desirable to collectors. Some show minting variations, some appear in unusually perfect condition, and a few extremely rare examples have appeared in international coin auctions. When these coins surface in the collector market, something fascinating happens. Experienced collectors begin competing, bidders raise their offers, and the price climbs far beyond what anyone would expect from a simple 1 dirham coin. Now here is the moment that surprises most people, because in certain rare conditions and collector markets, the 1998 UAE 1 dirham coin has been known to reach values close to $67,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin that many people would spend without a second thought could potentially be worth $67,000. Just imagine that for a moment. Think about the jars of coins sitting in kitchens. Think about the forgotten coins in travel bags. Think about the old souvenirs brought home years ago. Somewhere in those collections, there could be coins that the world of collectors considers incredibly valuable, and that is why stories like this continue to fascinate coin enthusiasts across the globe. But there is something even more interesting about the 1998 dirham coin. Many people assume that rare coins only exist in museums or in the hands of professional collectors, but the truth is, some of the most valuable coins in the world were discovered completely by accident. Someone cleaning an old drawer, someone sorting through inherited belongings, someone checking an old coin album, and suddenly, they realize they are holding something extraordinary. That moment, that discovery, is what makes coin collecting such a powerful hobby, because unlike many other collectibles, coins travel through everyday life. They pass through markets, shops, and pockets, and sometimes they quietly wait for decades before someone notices their real significance. Here on Coin Riches channel, our goal is not just to talk about coins. It is to help people see the hidden possibilities around them, especially for viewers who have lived long enough to remember older currencies, older travel experiences, and older collections. Many people between the ages of 35 and 65 or even older have coins stored away from different countries they visited, worked in, or received from friends and relatives, and those coins might hold stories and values that no one realized before. That is why this video is so important, because the 1998 UAE 1 dirham may still be hiding in places no one has checked in years. A small metal coin, quietly waiting, quietly overlooked, but potentially worth a fortune to the right collector. And the most exciting part is that we are only beginning to explore this coin's story, because in the next part of this video, we are going to look deeper into the specific details that collectors examine when they evaluate this coin, the small features, the minting clues, and the rare characteristics that can transform an ordinary dirham into something collectors are willing to pay extraordinary money for. So stay with me, and watch this video until the end, because sometimes the information in a single video can completely change the way you see the coins around you, and who knows, the next valuable coin discovery might already be sitting somewhere in your home, waiting for you to notice it. If you're enjoying discovering these hidden coin stories, don't forget that here on Coin Riches channel we explore coins from all around the world that have surprised collectors with incredible values, and the deeper we go into the story of the 1998 UAE 1 dirham, the more fascinating it becomes, because what you're about to learn next might make you want to check every coin you own. And sometimes, that simple curiosity can truly change your life. Take a moment and imagine this: you open an old drawer in your house. Maybe it is a drawer that has not been opened in years. Inside, there are small objects from the past, old keys, travel souvenirs, maybe a few coins that were once brought home from another country. You pick up one of those coins. It looks simple. A small piece of metal that most people would barely notice, but what if that small coin was actually one of the most surprising discoveries a collector could ever make? This is exactly why the story of the 1998 UAE 1 dirham coin continues to capture the attention of collectors around the world, and if you are watching this video right now, I strongly encourage you to stay with me until the very end. Because the details we are exploring today could completely change the way you look at coins forever. Here on Coin Riches channel, we believe that knowledge is the most valuable tool a collector can have. The more you learn about coins, the more opportunities you have to recognize something rare when it appears right in front of you, and the fascinating thing about the 1998 dirham is that its story is not just about money. It is about history. It is about design, and it is about the quiet journey that coins take through decades of everyday life. When the United Arab Emirates minted the 1 dirham coin in 1998, it was simply part of the normal flow of currency production. Coins were produced so people could buy food, pay for transport, and carry out daily transactions. No one at that moment imagined that years later collectors would begin examining these coins with such intense curiosity, but that is exactly what happened. As the years passed, coin collectors and researchers began noticing that certain coins from the late 1990s carried small differences that made them stand out. Sometimes it was a slightly different strike, sometimes it was an unusual level of detail in the design, sometimes it was the rarity of coins that survived in near-perfect condition. These tiny details may sound small, but in the world of coin collecting they can make an enormous difference. To most people, two coins may look exactly the same, but to a trained collector, even the smallest variation can turn an ordinary coin into something extremely desirable. When experts study a coin like the 1998 UAE 1 dirham, they carefully observe many different elements. They look at the sharpness of the coffee pot design, they examine the edges of the inscriptions, they inspect the surface of the coin under magnification. Even the smallest mark or unusual feature can tell a story about how the coin was created, and sometimes those details reveal that a coin is far rarer than anyone expected. One of the biggest factors that affects the value of coins is condition. A coin that has been heavily used for years will show scratches, wear, and fading, but occasionally a coin survives in almost perfect condition. Collectors often refer to these coins as uncirculated or mint state coins. These are coins that appear almost exactly as they did the day they were minted. They have sharp details, clean surfaces, and a shine that reflects careful preservation over many years. When a rare coin also appears in this kind of exceptional condition, collectors become extremely interested. Because coins like that are not just pieces of currency, they are pieces of history that have somehow survived untouched by time. This is one of the reasons why the 1998 UAE 1 Dirham has attracted so much attention among collectors. Certain examples of this coin have appeared in remarkable condition, making them highly desirable in the collector community. Now imagine this situation: a collector discovers a 1998 Dirham coin that shows strong design details, minimal wear, and characteristics that suggest it may be part of a rare variety. The coin is carefully examined, experts compare it to known examples, and suddenly the possibility emerges that the coin might be far more valuable than anyone first assumed. At that point, the coin may be submitted to professional grading services, where specialists evaluate its authenticity and condition. Once graded and certified, the coin may eventually appear in an international auction, and that is where things can become truly exciting. Because auctions bring together collectors from around the world, each person hopes to add something special to their collection. Each bidder knows that rare opportunities do not appear very often. So when a desirable coin enters the auction room, competition can become intense. Collectors raise their bids, the price climbs higher, and sometimes the final value reaches numbers that completely surprise the public. That is why stories like the 1998 UAE 1 Dirham coin continue to spread through collector communities. They remind people that valuable discoveries can still happen. They remind people that coins are not just small pieces of metal, they are historical artifacts that travel through time, and sometimes those artifacts quietly gain value while the world moves on around them. Many viewers of Coin Rich's channel have told me that they started checking their coins after watching videos like this. Some looked through jars of coins they had ignored for years, others searched through old travel souvenirs. Some even opened boxes of coins inherited from parents or grandparents, and in many cases, they discovered coins that were far more interesting than they expected. This is especially true for viewers who have lived through decades of travel, work, and life experiences. People between the ages of 35 and 65 or even older often have the most fascinating coin collections without even realizing it. Coins from different countries, coins from different time periods, coins that were kept simply as memories. But hidden among those memories could be something extraordinary. That is why I always encourage viewers to stay curious. Look closely at your coins, read the dates, examine the designs, because every coin has a story, and sometimes those stories lead to incredible discoveries. As we continue exploring the story of the 1998 UAE 1 Dirham, there are still more details to uncover. There are still more clues that collectors look for when identifying valuable examples of this coin, and in the next part of this video, we will go even deeper into the fascinating world of coin collecting, the habits of experienced collectors, the signs of rare coins, and the simple steps anyone can take to begin examining their own coins more carefully. So make sure you watch this video until the end, because the information you learn today might inspire you to take a closer look at coins you already own, and sometimes, that small moment of curiosity can truly change your life. Here on Coin Rich's channel, the journey into the hidden world of coins is only just beginning. Now let me ask you something very important. When was the last time you truly looked at the coins around you, not just glanced at them, not just used them to pay for something, but actually stopped and studied them? For most people, the answer is simple: they never do. Coins move quickly through our lives. We receive them as change, drop them into jars, place them into drawers, or forget them inside old wallets. Years pass, sometimes decades pass, and those coins quietly sit there unnoticed. But in the world of coin collecting, those quiet little pieces of metal can sometimes hold stories and values that surprise everyone, and the story of the 1998 UAE 1 Dirham coin is one of those fascinating examples, because while millions of Dirham coins were produced over the years, only a very small number attract the attention of serious collectors, and that is where curiosity becomes powerful. The collectors who make the most exciting discoveries are not always experts. Many of them are simply people who decided to look more closely than everyone else. They take time to examine details, they compare coins from different years, they notice when something looks slightly different, and sometimes, that attention leads to a discovery that no one expected. Imagine sitting at a table with a small pile of coins in front of you. You begin turning them over one by one. Most of them look ordinary. But then one coin catches your eye. The date looks older than the others, the design appears sharper, the surface seems unusually clean, and suddenly you realize that the coin in your hand might deserve a second look. This exact moment is what many collectors describe as the beginning of their passion for coins, because once you start noticing details, the world of coins becomes incredibly interesting. The 1998 UAE 1 Dirham coin, with its elegant Arabic coffee pot design, is a perfect example of how a simple coin can capture the imagination of collectors. The dallah, or traditional coffee pot, represents hospitality and cultural heritage in the United Arab Emirates. It is a symbol that carries deep meaning in the region's history. For everyday users of currency, the design may simply appear decorative, but for collectors, the design tells a story about the culture and traditions of the country that issued the coin. When collectors study coins like this, they do more than measure their value, they explore the journey those coins have taken through time. Where were they used? Who carried them? How many survived in excellent condition? These questions turn coin collecting into something much bigger than a hobby. It becomes a form of historical discovery, and sometimes that discovery leads to something extraordinary, because as we mentioned earlier in this video, certain rare examples of the 1998 UAE 1 Dirham coin have captured the attention of collectors in ways that surprised many people. When coins appear in exceptional condition or show unusual characteristics, collectors begin paying close attention, and in rare cases, the value assigned by the collector market can rise dramatically. Stories have circulated in the collecting world about examples of this coin reaching astonishing values, sometimes approaching $67,000 in the right collector environment. Now imagine hearing that number for the first time. $67,000, for a coin that many people might overlook. It almost sounds unbelievable. But this is exactly why collectors around the world remain so fascinated by coins, because the next remarkable discovery might still be waiting somewhere. It might be sitting inside a small box of travel souvenirs. It might be hidden inside an old coin album. It might even be resting quietly inside a jar of mixed coins that has not been opened in years, and that possibility is what keeps the excitement alive. Here on Coin Rich's channel, the goal is not simply to talk about valuable coins. The goal is to help people see the hidden opportunities around them, especially for viewers who have spent decades collecting memories, traveling, working abroad, or saving coins from different places. Many viewers between 35 and 65 years old or even older have experienced something younger collectors have not. They have lived through more years of currency changes, international travel, and historical moments. That means they may already own coins that younger collectors have never even seen before. Coins brought home from a job overseas, coins saved from family trips, coins passed down from parents or grandparents. Each of those coins could carry a story, and sometimes, a surprising value. That is why I always encourage viewers to slow down and look carefully at the coins they already have. Check the dates, look at the designs, compare coins from different years, because the difference between an ordinary coin and a collectible coin is often hidden in the smallest details, and the more you learn about coins, the easier it becomes to recognize those details. If this story about the 1998 UAE 1 Dirham has sparked your curiosity, then you are already beginning the journey that many collectors started years ago. A simple question, a simple coin, and a simple decision to look closer. Before we finish today's video, I want to say something important to everyone watching. The value of coin collecting is not only about money. Yes, discovering a rare coin worth thousands of dollars would be incredible. But the real treasure is the knowledge you gain and the stories you uncover along the way. Coins connect us to history, they connect us to different cultures, and sometimes they connect us to moments in our own lives that we had forgotten. That old coin from a trip many years ago, that coin your father kept in a small box, that coin you saved because it looked interesting, all of those coins are pieces of history, and occasionally, one of them turns out to be far more valuable than anyone expected. So I encourage you to do something simple after watching this video. Go check your coins, open that drawer, look inside that jar, search through those old souvenirs, because you never know what might be waiting there. And remember, sometimes the smallest discoveries lead to the biggest surprises. Thank you for spending your time here today on Coin Rich's channel, where we explore the hidden stories and surprising values behind coins from around the world. If you enjoyed this journey into the story of the 1998 UAE 1 Dirham coin, make sure you stay connected with the channel for more fascinating coin discoveries, and most importantly, watch every video until the end, because one small piece of information might inspire you to look at a coin differently, and who knows, that one coin you almost ignored might be the one that changes your life.